Good evening. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badhun Dash. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and ISO certified international educational and training institute. In last 3 years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is nationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional IGP is a training faculty for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. The Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner through respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinar, seminar courses, our quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 million services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and world knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game website, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar, and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concept for the learner we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and contribute on improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next with your continuous support. We already completed 1,664 webinars successfully. Moving to the next with your continuous support. We already completed 1,664 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website, www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our services. So create your account for once for profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy all features. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in online live quiz competition on our website. We replace Slido. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time oriented because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, then you can download a certificate of gratitude. If you are an online life quiz competition winner, you can download a certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organizes common support with IGP, you can download that also. You can easily prepare and download any types of research certificate from our website within minutes. Certificate of global professional membership, certificate of global influences in the pandemic, certificate of active knowledge seeker, certificate of social activities in the pandemic, certificate of achievement IGP knowledge seeker 2020, 2021, and 2022, certificate of participation webinar series 1, authentic assessment in teaching learning, certificate of participation webinar series 2, teaching English as a foreign language and assessment, certificate of participation webinar series 3, digital classroom engagement tools, certificate of participation webinar series 4, the new trend in education. Certificate of participation webinar series 5, upskilling organization, leadership and managerial skills. Certificate of participation webinar series 6, trend and innovation in mathematics education. Certificate of participation webinar series 7, research and comprehension approach. Certificate of participation webinar series 8, special program in the art. Certificate of participation webinar series 9, 21st century tool in teaching mathematics. Certificate of IGP corporate ambassador, certificate of IGP campus ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From national levels with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teachers, tips for parents, health tips for teens, gamification tools for teachers. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our previous student services website for free and many more. Dear IGP officer, we promised previously, but lack of technical problem may lead sending you on test. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous credential. We solve solution from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check your dashboard for all webinar details. It's a Corel details to check all button and pages on our website. Surely I can say will be benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our services. At present, we are going to start our 1665 webinar, which name is 21st Century Skill in Education. And today our speaker name is Sada Tasin. She is from Pakistan. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker, ma'am wants to share a very little bit about her. Principal teacher trainer and soft skill trainer, Mazar School, Bahira Town campus. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello, ma'am.
Good
Good evening.
evening. Hello, good
Ma'am,
evening.
the
How are
stage
you doing?
now.
So, are we ready to go with our presentation for today? Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is Sadat Taseen, and today we are here thanking IGP for providing us an amazing platform to learn and grow together. So today, this topic is really the most important topic, and as we all have to really ponder over this one and need to get our skills updated. So the topic would be we would try to cover all the important points of today's 21st century skills that are very crucial in education to update the education and to find out the exact meaning. Let's move on to the major part that we what we are going to get out of this one. This is the most important thing. What are the content of all of this 21st century skills? What this session is going to deliver to you? What will be the benefits that you are going to get at the end of this one? So this is actually what today's leader must have all of these skills in them. These skills are not only limited to the educational part, but they are the most important one in every field of our life. Whether you are working as a professional in a school, as a professional in any of the institute, or multinational companies, everywhere we are facing a lot of challenges. With the pace of the world, every time things are becoming challenging, challenges are becoming much greater than that. So the most important thing also to have our skills updated, to find out, to increase our adaptability, to increase our collaborative skills, and to work on the real ethics and the real values that are really, really the required value or the foundational of all these 21st century skills. So before going into the deeper version of this one, we would definitely want to know that what is actually the most important thing. Why do we need all of this 21st century skills? What is the purpose of all of that? How do we feel the requirement of all of this? The change is ultimate, and we have to accept this. This is specifically the educational department. It is a department of creation, it is a department of innovation, it is a department of creating the new souls, and to support the new minds, to facilitate them to become their mentors. So until and unless we, being the mentors, being the teachers, being the parents, being the society, are not going to update our skills and not going to accept this change, this is really going to haunt our young generation. We are going to leave a lot of doubts in their minds, and we are not going to definitely not provide the exact facilitation which they do deserve and which is their right from their elders. So all of this, when it comes to us, it makes a very shady situation. It makes a very ambiguous form of doubt that we do find ourselves at what we have been taught in our childhood. What were the values at that time? What was the involvement of our schools at that time? What was the involvement and the work ethics in the different administrative or organizational institutes or the workplaces? If we are going to be stick to that area, so definitely we are going to miss a lot of things today. Why? What is the reason behind that? Because the world is changing with a lot of speed. So every day there are a lot of things that are coming to the world, and somehow, if we are not getting that much updated or not that feeling not that connected with the world, we are getting ourselves deprived of all of that welcomeness, of all of that the challenges of the new things, of the new innovations that are happening in our world. So what actually is happening? What are these skills? Why do we need these skills? How would they help us? All of these are the some of the questions that come to our mind, and they always try leave us in a phase of sometimes we feel ourselves that we are in anxiety or in depression, and sometimes we also feel that I think so these things are not really in much need of today's world. But this is the most important point that we have to look for. And how we are going to look for these things, by analyzing ourselves, by really finding that what actually we want, and how we are going to get the things connected in our real life. So this is not only related to the one spectrum of the students or the teachers criteria, but to our whole life. Even the way we do go for the shopping, we do our groceries, or we are living a life, everything is being changed, a lot of changes, right? So the future is already begun. But the question is that how much we feel ourselves prepared for that. Either we are really prepared for that, and if yes, up to what extent? What are those real points that we do feel that okay, this is what we are going to do that, and this is how we are going to compete with the world? Because this era is right now about the experiential skills. It's about the IT information. It's about the collaboration in the world. It's about your relatability with the world. It is about the acceptance of the change and be the part of the change. So again, as in my last sessions, I always try to mention this thing there, that it is not only about that how much you are prepared or how much skills you got. It is about your willingness to learn the new things, and your willingness about adaptability, your willingness about collaboration, and whether you are just feeling yourself that you are the part of one society, one community in one country, or you just feel yourself that you are the part of the world. So definitely there would be a lot of things that are coming in your inside and are pushing you towards to find the excellence in your life. So even this is a very simple picture right now in front of us, and this picture is letting us know that how much connectivity is there in today's world. Our brain, our mind is never free, even if we are in our bedroom having a rest, but we do involve ourselves with the world through these cell phones. Every time these things are working, and they are keeping us involved and busy. And that is why every time we have to make a balance between our attention, our inclinations, and our goals of realistic world. So right now, the whole time we are so much busy, we just the modifications of the moral and ethical values have been changed. The work ethics at our workplaces have been changed. The challenges are bigger. The competences are bigger. So we have to really keep ourselves willing and take that initiative part. If no, if already taken, that's a very good point. That's a moment of congratulating to you. But if not, and you're still thinking in a process that okay, we will take that, or this is not that much important, so it is the right moment and really the crucial moment to take start with this new beginning of your life. So, what is actually the 21st century skills? We would definitely try to work on them and we will talk about these skills one by one. But just let's have a very brief and a short summary about the 21st century skills. Specifically, we are talking about education, and then definitely we will relate them with our daily lives and with our work lives as well. So this is not only about two or three or five skills. It's about a set of the skills, a set of the abilities that really transform our abilities into the competencies and that are considered essential for the success in the modern world. Modern world is the today's world, and that is why it is really important for all of us that we must have to work on work on our ability to expand our skills. How we would expand our skills? These are the some of the skills that are going to help us a lot. So these skills include critical thinking. This is the one of the major one and very important and the crucial part of critical thinking part. Critical thinking part is being considered as the most important 21st century skills among this whole set of the skills, right? So after critical thinking, we have the creativity, we have communication, collaboration, digital literacy, problem solving, adaptability, and cultural awareness. Cultural awareness, I really expand this value into much bigger part. How? I really do call it as the global awareness. That this cultural awareness is not only about the acceptance of your community or your city or your country, but you have to be really aware about, in a very empathetic way, about the emotions and beliefs and some formal ethics about the other people who are living in the whole world. Because now you are a citizen of this global world, so all of these are not the total sum of the skill set that we are going to talk about, but some of them that are very important and very necessary in that. Adaptability is really important. Cultural awareness is really important. So what they do, they really put a lot of emphasis about the practical, real world application of knowledge. So it is not only about the theoretical knowledge now, so about memorization of the information, about that so-called of the ratification that okay, the information is in front of you, and so you are just going to memorize without having a reasonable reasoning and a logical skill with your brain system. Not doing those eliciting and brainstorming techniques, but we just memorize that information without getting that ability to explain or that to define that or to explain that with about that methodology or exactly approximately. So what we are going to do, these skills, these 21st century skills, when we adopt this set of the skills, how would they help us? They transform that theoretical knowledge into the experiential knowledge, into the knowledge of application of knowledge into our real world. So this triangle is really very important into implementing of these 21st century skills. So what is happening when you are getting knowledge, you are being informed about that knowledge, and then you try to find the relatability and amplification of that knowledge into your word. So this is the second stage of application of knowledge into your word, right? And then the most important thing again, your ability to navigate an increasingly complex and interconcepted global landscape. Again, if one thing is really okay with you in your society, but might be that norm or that ritual is not being accepted into the world. So first thing is that is why I didn't use the word sympathy. I'm again using the word empathy. So we have to expand ourselves in terms of empathy, in terms of acceptance, in terms of collaboration. Collaboration is not only about your community level, but it is about it is right now the concern of the global collaboration. Because right now when we see that okay, we have to move forward, we have to go into that world where we really want to be acknowledged. Right now I would definitely love to appreciate the part of the IGP right now here, because the IGP has provided us such a platform that is connecting us throughout the world. So people are from different parts of the world. They are connected right now into the one stream, and everybody, including me, is a part of learning and growing together. So right now, this is what we are doing, a form of a global collaboration. We are finding a form of adaptability. We are increasing the ability of adaptability right now here. So what is happening into the next form? These integrating skills into our educational system, what they are trying to do, they are going to make our students well becoming into well-rounded individuals with more capable capacity, with more capable of thriving into the dynamic environments of today's society and the workplace, not only in their schools, not only at their homes or in their society or in their country, but in the whole world. So this is what this set of the skills is really, if we are going to try to implement this thing into our life, into our schools at this point, so this is going to be a very fruitful thing in the future, because this young generation must need to equip with all of this thing. This is what the real requirement of this young generation to compete in their future, because the future has already begun, as I told you in the first slide. So the things that are going to happen, the process is already started, but the only point is that we are not still that much aware. So I hope that after today's session, we would definitely try to feel ourselves up to some of the extent that we are already there, but we have to accept it consciously. So we talked about the critical thinking skills, the problem solving skills, the adaptability, the communication skills, the collaboration skills, the empathy, the most important, your integrity, your innovational point, willingness to make something out of the way, to break that box, to come out and to face come out of your comfort zone and to face your challenges. So all of this is actually, when we try to keep it into one format, into one set, they become our 21st century skills. So again, now we are going to talk about, not in a very detail, but definitely would love to have a very interactive part with all of these the, 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 the rituals, the basic foundational points of the critical thinking skills. In all of these 21st century skills, the first very important point is about the critical thinking skills. I'll take a moment here. I'll take a moment to explain what is my perspective, what I have learned, and how this this word, this statement has changed the way I used to think. Critical thinking skills. It's a set of skills. It's a set of. It's a totally changed phenomena. This is totally a changed thinking pattern from the way we used to think in our childhood, or we are so habitual of this path. So how we are going to get out of this thing, and how we are going to try to connect ourselves or put ourselves into this first phase. This first phase is actually the first foundation, the strongest foundation of today's requirement. Critical thinking skills, we can start integrating that skills from in a child, from the age of the months. It is about, it is such thing that we, a skill that we are trying to develop into a child, that we are trying to take a human being from dependency to independency, from relying on somebody to take a lead, from a follower to a leader, from a follower to a visionary person, from a person who used to get the dictation to a person who start giving, or showing or sharing his vision or his perception to the world. So this perspective, this first phase, is really the most important part in this set of skills. So critical thinking is skills that comes with all of this WH family questions with you. You have done one thing. So first thing that comes to your mind, that why you have done this thing, what would be the purpose of that thing, where is going to get, who is going to get the effect of all of this thing, what is going to happen in result of all of this thing, why are you doing this thing, and how you are going to accept the result or the conclusion. If it is positive, so do you have any other point with you, that how you would try to implement it in a more beneficial way, or you would accept that part that it has not happened well. So what is happening when we discuss about this critical thinking skills, which is again, I told you that it is the most important 21st century skills. It is just changed the way we are thinking. our brain starts to function in a critical manner. Critical manner, it always try to bring the reasons along with that. That if a thought is being processed as in the mind of a student or a person, so definitely the reason and the logical set to support that thought process, your brain starts functioning on that. So what is happening? Information to reason, reason to logic, logic to application of the knowledge, application of the knowledge to, again, the bigger perspective, that what would be the implementation, what would be the product of this thinking process. So it starts working into that phase. So what do we get? We get more concise, more precise, more sound thoughts and ideas into our mind. So our ideas are not going to be the vague ideas. So what happened when when we are helping our students to learn this way? So what they are doing, they start to think, their brain start to think into the complex information rich world, rich information. It starts to help them to become able to think more critically, to navigate on different options, and to find different solutions. So, what happens when we develop these critical thinking skills among our students? They become better equipped to share, to solve their problems, to face their problems, to face their fears in their lives. As earlier, I have also mentioned about two definitions of fear. One is you forget everything and you run, you escape from that situation. And the second one is you face everything and then you rise. To face everything, you must be equipped with all of the knowledge skill set that you know, your inner conscious knows that it is the first requirement to go to that pattern. So our students, our young kids, they feel more motivated, they feel more engaged, they feel more equipped to face their fears, to face their challenges. And then definitely by developing these critical thinking skills, our students feel better, they feel themselves at better skill set, and they feel they make good decisions, they make good choices, and the results of the outputs are always the better one. So second, now again, as we are going to talk about, the situation can be different, but mention that these are some of the questions. If you are in a critical thinking process, before sharing your idea, you have already worked on these WH questions here. If a person is going to present that presentation into any of the office, or a teacher who is going to share that methodology or a new skill set to the different to the other colleagues or the students, so the person who is going to share that idea, that person has already worked on these question formats. These question formats are basically the reasons and the logics. This is what we call the critical part. Your thinking has become critical, your thinking has been transformed now. It is the responsible thinking now. So whatever you said, whatever you are going to say, or whatever you are walking, or you are in a process of thinking, it means that you know why you are doing this. It means you know about this chain effect. I call it a chain effect. What you thought, you said, and that word is going to have an impression or an impact into your the very near for the persons, or in your very near your near surroundings. So sometimes we say that we don't mean that. I didn't mean that. The situation after getting to know about the result, that was not accepted one, that was not the likable one, that was not what we thought, that okay, because we never thought about the conclusion, we never thought about the result. We just, an idea came to our mind and we just simply uttered that word. So now, before sharing your idea, before sharing your perception, even about a person, even about any other new invention, even about any other experience or experiment or methodology, you have to think about, why are you saying that? Is there some benefit of all of that? What would happen with that? Are you ready to take the responsibility of the conclusion or of the result that will happen? That will be with the in the conclusion of this chain. It means that what you are saying it consciously. So some of the questions are here that they are the very familiar one, and I would love to read them for you all. And somehow we all are doing this, we all are applying this critical thinking skill in our life, but we do not do it consciously. This is what the regime pattern that we are following already. So when you are thinking, a thought comes to your mind, and the first point that comes to your question, to your brain, that is about that if this thought is there, so who get benefits from this? And is there any harmful effect of this one? Who makes this decision about this and what will happen from this one? And who you are actually trying to direct this statement. Next level, that what are the strengths or the points, the weaknesses of this whole talk, this whole idea, this whole conversation is going to happen. It is really that much connected with your vision. It is really that much connected with what the assignment you have been asked for. Is it relevant? Is it applicable? I do want to mention here the smart methodology of making your objective. It has to be smart. Your objectives always have to be smart. Smart is it has to be specific. It has to be the measurable. It has to be achievable. It has to be relevant to the topic, to your ideas, to your goals, and it has to be timely. So there must be a time frame along with all that thinking process. So whatever we are going to discuss after that critical thinking process, everything has to come back to this at the point of your thought. So this is the most important part of your life, most important part of the skills that are the most required skills at every phase of our life now. Critical thinking skills, how can we develop instead of simply saying that I can't do this, this is very difficult, this cannot happen? Start thinking about the way how you can do it, how you can make it happen, how you can make it more favorable, how can you present this idea to the other family members or your colleagues or to the world as an interesting one, how you can make it more relatable. So this pattern is actually the critical thinking pattern. This pattern makes you responsible for your thought. This pattern makes your brain work in such a way to think critically, to think reason with the reasons, with logics, and to bring out a good product that has a proper phases of every answer of every step. And it means that when you know that why you are going to do this, you know what will happen from this thing, you know where is exactly this thing is going to have an impact, when it will start sharing that impact, or when it will be visible, why you want to do that, why you want it happen to you, and how you will get benefit out of that, right? So when even just simply try to amplify this thing into your personal life. When you are in a process of thought, and that process is of thought is not a guided one, it's a meaningless. So what happens? You start feeling yourself trapped in anxiety and in depression, because your thoughts, your brain is your I do call it a servant. It is at your service. So whatever you are saying to your brain, actually your brain is trying to follow your commands. If you say that you are feeling low and you are feeling down, so what will happen? The thing, your brain will start functioning in that way. Your brain will start functioning in that way, that I want to feel low, I want to feel sad, I want to feel unhappy about the things that are happening in my life. So your brain starts functioning on these areas. Your brain will start developing, finding those things into your mind that will make you feel sad. It will bring the memories that happened in the past, the last 10 years back, but it will bring that pain and that energy, that maybe it is positive or the negative, and it is about again the choice of the thought that you want to have. So it will do whatever you like to do. It will exactly try to make you feel the way you want to make feel. Whatever the command you are going to give to your brain is going to react the same way, right? If you feel that okay, I want to do certain thing that has to be really really beneficial for the people of this world, or for my family, or for myself, prioritize the stages for your life. So your brain will start working to find such valuable, such beneficial things out of all of this one, right? So this is really really important again. So whatever you put yourself into a thought process, if either it is positive one or the negative one, in both cases it has to work and it has to fill you with some of the energy. Again, if it is positive one, your body will start feeling positive energy and you will not get tired physically even. But if you feel negative, you feel lethargic, you feel that you are sad, you are captivated, and you are under the spell of depression and anxiety, your body will start showing you that sign even before you admit that part that you are unhappy or you are sad. You'll feel that your body is not with you. Your body is going to give you the signs. So suddenly the moment if you feel yourself trapped in such situation, what to do? Simply change your posture. Go out for a walk, drink some water, just better interrupt yourself and try to think about certain thing that brings happiness on your face, that can bring smile on your face. Try to distract yourself and try to involve yourself into healthy activity. Spend some time with the nature, go for a walk, talk to some good friend, read some book. Just simply come out of that place, that environment where you are feeling so low. If it is your room, go to another room. If it is about a home, go out of the home for a walk. If you feel alone and you feel aloof, there is no somebody, nobody to listen to you, try to find somebody. And if that person, even if it is not available, so that person is not available, for a walk and talk to yourself. Always find a solution of your problem. That is the second step, because after critical thinking, after thinking process, there is always a problem, right? There is always a challenge in front of you. So what to do with that challenge, that is the most important thing. If you think critically, you'll find a solution of the problem. But if you are thinking aimlessly and you're thinking without being so critic, without being responsible, so you will become a part of a problem, and the part of the problem leads you to anxiety and depression, and it makes you feel, it gives energy, and it brings that information to make you feel okay. Yes, things are not happening okay. Whatever I do, things are not happening okay, because whatever you are doing, you are not thinking into the right pattern. There is an error with your thinking process. So you need to find that error first, fix that error, and then start thinking critically. You will start getting the good results in your life. The students who come to us and they say that I study the whole year and I do the hard work, but I didn't get the good results at the end. So my dear, better to look for those points from that perspective, for the thinkings that from where the cycle started. So it was really a good thinking process. It was really a good intention. Did you make good choices depending on your thinking process? Did you really know that how you are going to value your time? Were you aware consciously what you are doing? Why are you doing this thing? How would you get this thing? If you knew all of this thing, you are going to get the good result, whatever you decide for, because that's a natural law. But if we start with the process of thinking that is not a responsible one, that is without responsibility, it means that it has to put ourselves into the problematic situation. Problematic situation when we don't try to find a solution, it throws us and pushes us away to another phase, that is a chaotic one. And that chaos creates and pushes you into anxiety and depression. And the last stage is the blame game. We start to play a blame game, that it was never my responsibility, I did everything right, but it didn't get the good result because the world is unfair, because my colleagues are unfair, because my teachers are unfair, because the other students, my fellow students, are unfair, or because my life is unfair. So at whatever the stage of you of in life you are, think critically there, think responsibly there. Try to find that what are your thinking processes, and if you find any problem there, if you find any big hole there, any gumption trap there, if you find any negativity there, try to erase that first. Cleanse your thinking process, and then take the responsibility of what you are going to think. So this is an amazing cycle. Whatever will happen after your thinking based is actually depends on your critical thinking skills, your critical thinking processes, how much ready you are, how much willing you were to find that thing, how much creatively, critically, reasonably, logically you thought about that idea. Were you ready to take the responses? What you have you really worked on that thing? Were you really aware about your capacity and your capabilities? Like sometimes it happens in your life around you, at your home, at your workplaces, that people do accept the bigger responsibilities, and one, when they feel themselves trapped into that situation and they don't even love to or like to share the authority with others or the responsibility with others, so at the end, they end up themselves in getting this word that I didn't do that. I wasn't able to do that. I'm sorry, I couldn't complete that thing, right? And then you start giving that negative statements to yourself, to your personality, and it keeps them as a tags. So whenever some person, your friends, your colleagues, your leader asks you to try certain new thing or to think into a different way, that bad experience comes as a tag, and you respond to them like, I know I did this thing like that. I had gone through this type of experience in my past, and I never got the good results. So before going or putting yourself into that challenging situation, you just simply give up. Why do you give up? Because you just close that case without analyzing your problems, your problematic areas, your areas of improvement. So whatever is going to happen after that, it depends on your and on the way you thought about it. I'll come to this again, but definitely we are going to the other part, which becomes a result of this critical thinking, and that is the problem solving one. And I really love it. Critical thinking and the problem solving skills, they go hand in hand, right? Whatever the way you are thinking, the way you're working on these skills, the way you put yourself into that situation, it all has to come up with the product into your hand, into your life, and that product, what we call, either it becomes a solution to your problems, or a very good idea, or you pave a way of easiness for others, or if it becomes a major problem for your personal growth or for the growth of the others. So what is happening, as I try to make it clear that what the way you think about, the way you thought about that idea, it came to your mind. You are the person who knew it first. If it has come from the reference of some ambiguous thoughts or some doubtful background, it means definitely it has to become a part of problem. But if it comes to you being into a creative format, you were trying to be innovative, you tried to create certain thing, and you really want to have that, you face yourself first before sharing that idea. You face yourself, you critically analyze your thought process, why, how, when, where, who will do this thing, what will happen from this thing. So if you are already done with that, so here, this situation, this phase is going to show you two different phases. It's a mirror. On the first phase, the person who stands in front of the mirror, if he is a part of a problem, if he sees problems there, simultaneously on the other part, if the other person is a part of a solution, that person sees the solutions there. The scenario is the same, the situation is the same, the happenings with the both persons happened in the same way, the time, the framework, everything, responsibility corner, everything is equal to, is equally distributed both to both of these persons. But both of these persons are actually the mirror to each other. The one is looking problems into that situation, the other center is to find the solution of that problem. He has accepted the problematic phase way before the other person realized that he's captured and he's trapped into a problem. And this is what, for a moment, think about it. Aren't we just get ourselves trapped in these type of situations? But somehow we knew, our brain always tries to give us a signal that something, this result is not going to be as good because you didn't take these precautions or you didn't completed these steps that were the most necessary ones. But we try to ignore them as much as we can. So what happens, even the problem faces us, we do get an encounter with the problem, but again, we try to just simply go away or take an escape. Okay, no, 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 it is not going to happen, it is not going to happen, until and eventually you feel yourself trapped in the problem. And again, that person who sees the problem, that person puts all of the energy that he can use to find being creative into exaggerating and feeling that problem onto his life or the situation or the people around him. They utilize each bit of that energy to make themselves feel and to make their point make more stronger that they were right. This thought has to bring a problem in their life. On the other part, the other person who has thought about this critically accepted the problematic conclusion way before the other person realized, that person started to find the solution of that problem. So the other person is on the right track. The first person who didn't realize and who is not ready to accept it, the conclusion or the result, that what happened because of his the way he thought, that person is going to shift himself to the other chaotic situation. And the person who is standing on the other side of the mirror looking to find the solutions is going to find another stage of creativity, because when he thinks creatively, he thinks critically at the problem, he finds solution, and when he finds solution, he becomes a part of creative cycle. And in creativity there are no reactions. If you are reactive, there is no creativity in you, and if you are creative, there is no bad reactivity into you, right? So let's think that, okay, these problem solving skills, again, as I told you, that these are again the most important one, but it is the output, it is a result of your first stage, that is the critical thinking. So what it does, these problem solving skills actually involves us to identify the challenges, analyzing the possible solutions, and implementing effective strategies in our lives. So what is happening? Our world is changing, as I told you, that the future has already begun. We are the one who has not accepted it and who are actually not in that pace with the world. So what is happening, that even our students, even the people around us, we encounter a wide range of complex problems every day in our life, and these complex problems require a good amount of innovative creative solution to them. So, if we develop these problem solving skills, definitely either it is our students, our teachers, our parents, the human beings, they will become a proactive and resourceful individuals, not for their life, not for their friends, for their circles, for their society, but for the world. And they'll face the challenges, they'll accept the challenges with openness, with empathy, with adaptability, and they'll think outside of the box, out of the box. They'll find the solutions to those problems, right? And when they think outside of the box, they come up always with the solutions, with the creativity. And again, the creativity demands that collaboration with others, because when you share that part with others, you try to be more empathetic and you try to act like more collaborative person. What happens if, even if that idea, brilliant idea, didn't hit to your brain, might be somebody else is going to share that really logical and reasonable idea there. So what happens, we are going to find that what is the problem sequence situation. How would you know that you are a part of a problem or a part of a solution? That's very important thing to realize and analyze, or to make a good statement for yourself. Sometimes we do not even accept the reality, where if we are not a part of a solution, we don't accept that, because we don't see that situation. We are still onto the level of friction. So what happens? First, we analyze our thinking process. What happened? What was our thought and what is the result? We analyze that pattern, right? And then, if you are the other person, that thing has not happened to you. If that is the first case. If the thing has happened to you, that is the other case. Again, in the both cases, take yourself out of that, because if you are not going to take yourself free or spare from that situation, you'll end up blaming yourself. So even the thing has happened with you or with the other person around you, or you are going to analyze the situation around you, what you have to do, you have to simply take yourself out of that scenario. Until and unless you don't free yourself, spare yourself emotionally from that situation, from that scenario, you cannot justify yourself with the solution issues, with the requirement of the solution, right? So first, try to become a very good active listener there, a listener to yourself. If you are the one who initiated that thought, if it is about the other party, try to become a good listener and note down the points that is being repetitive there, the points which has been repeated again and again, again and again, again and again. Note down those points. Then try to come up with the different solution ideas. These solution ideas are going to give you a proper scenario of what happened to yourself. Try to go into the good analysis of that thing. This analysis cannot happen until and unless you are not going to think about critically and not to listen to that actively. Then try to find, do the research is about, start from the thinking process, what thought has triggered or started that cycle. Creativity starts from the point when you enter into the realm of finding a solution to that problem, right? So when you become the part of creativity, you find solutions. You start working on those, all of those areas which you feel that they were lacking you, they were holding your legs, they were pushing you down in your emotional life, or they were the major obstacles in your life to accept the success, or to go move on with on the path of the success. Then the communication and decision making. Communication is again can be one way or two way. You communicate to yourself, okay, this was the situation, I thought this way, I missed these parts, and I acted without analyzing my thought, right? So it means you are communicating to yourself. And if you are communicating to others, in the other part of this program we will definitely talk about that what are the major points of communication. When you are talking to some other personality, there is another person B who had that problem, and you're providing a solution, or you're trying to make that person a part of a solution, or you are actually the source of creativity there. So you have to think all of these points into your brain, into your mind. Emotionally take yourself out of that. So again, from active listening to decision making, all of these things are going to help you out to find and analyze your problem and to come up with a solution. Again, what is the sequence of problem solving? Again, define the problem, think about it, research it, recycle, find the thought, find the error in your thought, note it down, accept it, accept it, accept it. Until and unless you're not going to accept the error of your thought, you will not find the real solution to your thought. That's the first thing. Second thing, brainstorming solutions. Research on that, find why it has happened. Might be that idea is not going to come to your mind. Might be that situation was not already there. Might be you were not aware of that situation or that uncertainty. Then think about what is the right solution at this moment. Do not give up here. This situation, from brainstorming a solution to finding a solution, that is the most critical point of this cycle, this sequence. Because you'll start feeling so low, you'll start feeling aggressive, you'll start feeling the numbness in your brain, in your ideas, that this is going to be difficult, leave it, give up before providing a solution to all of this. But you have to stick there, and if you have analyzed your problem really critically or responsibly, your solution will come up automatically on that paper, automatically on your table. So again, now it's a moment before application of that solution, that knowledge. try to again find all of the WH family questions. Now, if you're going to do this way, what is the impact that it has to be received? What are the other things that will happen to you, right? So next after that, you have to review these results. The results definitely are going to make you more happy for that. So we are moving to the other part. We talked about critical thinking, now the problem solving skills. So what is happening here, the third part that we talked, that you cannot make it apart if you are finding certain things. So creativity is the most important part that is going to uplift you, that is going to shift your paradigm to the other paradigm of creativity, that is going to help you a lot in terms of finding solutions, in terms of finding better ideas, right? So, creativity. Before creativity, I talked about reactivity. Reactivity is when you are giving just reaction, you are in a phase of a problem, uh, and you are feeling yourself, you are giving a message to yourself that you are so low and you are not responsible. You start finding the person to whom you can blame for all of that process, right? So what is happening, you are currently not accepting that thing, but in creativity you have cleared already those two stages of the problem, of the critical thinking and the problem, to find the problem, to analyze the problem, and to find a solution. So creativity again is the highly valuable 21st century skills. We have it, what it does, it fosters innovation. It always try to make a pace in your brain, in your emotional and intellectual world. It's a bridge between these two things. And if there is a pace, there is a good calmness into those two poles, definitely you'll remain more creative the whole day. So what is happening, you think more creatively, you think more out of the box, and you feel that your perspectives have become broadened now. From your first day of life to, it is becoming, it is touching the world's corner. Your perspectives are becoming global perspectives. The teachers, the parents, the colleagues, the people of my world, the one who just simply decide that they are going to foster creativity into them. So what is happening, they are actually trying to open a lot of opportunities for them. They broaden that vision in front of them. They broaden their horizon of opportunities and experiential learning and their involvement and their outputs and their results. They engage, they remain engaged more in imaginative things, and imaginative but practical one. Okay, because they think critically. So whatever they are thinking, whatever they are perceiving, they are thinking critically, and they are finding a proper logical thought out of that. So that is why when we talk to two different people, two different persons, the first person who shares his ideas without thinking critically, we do not feel that much influenced or impressed, as compared to the other person who gives us the answers, who satisfies our questions, our inner questions. What will happen? How it will happen? When it will happen? Where it will happen? Who will do this thing? What will be the project? If the product didn't come in a good way or according to the required criteria, so how would we manage that? How would we accept that situation? Is there any other plan B on that pattern? So this is basically all leads you to become more creative, more positive person throughout in your life, right? Again, the top creative thinking skills are the analytical one. First thing, critical thinking teaches you to become analytical. Critical thinking teaches you to take the responsibility of your thinking process. So this an ability to be analytical into your thought system is an amazing activity. It's an amazing set of skills. If you are going to conquer this, believe me, you are going to have the whole set of these skills, whether it is 21st century skills or whether it can be 22nd century skills. So you are going to get all of these skills as a set of skills because you have laid the first foundation brilliantly with responsibility and according to the requirement here. After that, we have the point of open minded. Open minded is the person who is ready and willing to accept the both vice versa situations. That person accepts the problems. If he was the base of the problem, he'll accept that thing and he'll definitely shift to the other regime of finding a solution. So thinking of the things that no one else has considered before. If you are the person in your community, if you are a student in your class, if you are a teacher in your school, if you are a person at your home, and if you are a person at your workplace who always comes up with such ideas, it means that person has already been shifted from critical thinking, from problem solving to the creativity realm here. So that person will always come to different innovative ideas that nobody has even thought about it. So I know that we all want to be that much creative, and we are. So only the thing is that to sharpen that creativity skills. So problem solving, whenever your problems come to on the table, on the surface of that person always accept it with calmness and fixes his energy more than the problem on the solution. They don't just simply replicate the fabric of the problem. This happened, why this happened, why this happened, and then after a good analysis, they just simply utilize their energy to find a better solution to that problem. Organizational skills are going to, the WH family word that we talked about in the critical thinking skills are going to help you a lot in making you more organized. So for organizational skills, it has to come with your experimental values for the application. Until and unless you do not apply this thing into your daily routine life, you cannot become an organized person. So this is very important. Your organization is not only about the materialistic things that you are having around you, but it is all about the way you are living, where you are living, where you are walking, what energy you are taking along with you, and most importantly, your thoughts. Your thoughts should also need to be the organized one. After that, the communication, the strong communication. The strong communication is the physiological, it's your body language, it is your tonality, is it words, it is written, it is just facial expressions, it can be anything. So when you are creative, you are not only communicating with just with the words or with that tonality pitch, but you are communicating and influencing people from all course of life. For example, a person is kinesthetic, you know that person needs a kinesthetic touch there. So you would add that kinesthetic touch requirement or need there, because that person will also get the fulfillment after that. If a person is visual, you would try to provide a visual perspective there. If a person is a listener, you would try to give proper logical, reasonable values and a good communication, good work of skills there, good information there, right? So this is the whole pattern. Your body language plays an important role in all of that. So creativity does not only start from here, it is again, it's a part of all of that cycle that we all move on. Then it leads to the collaboration skills. Collaboration skills are is not only that you are motivating someone, but you are motivating yourself also. So I would suggest you to take this and So what all these skill sets are doing, all these skill sets are actually making each individual a leader. So now every person, this 21st century skills demands and requires the set skills set requires and demands that every person feels himself or herself as a leader. Until and unless the critical thinking skills is going to sow a seed of leadership into you. So, for your word, for your life, for your personal life, for your mutual life, for your professional life, you are going to be a good leader there. So, how we can think that whether on a part of a leader are we doing great or not? So, the person who is a good leader, the person always listens actively and communicate clearly. Once that person gives you the instructions, there is no doubt about those instructions. It means that you have cleared the first stage, and that is a very first sign of a good communicative, good effective leadership skills. Then you always inspire, and you always inspire people. You do not try to control people. You influence them, you inspire them, and you try to increase everybody's self confidence and self esteem. It means that you are a good leader. If you are there with me in my audience and you are there and you are trying to find you are getting these skills, that you are doing all of this thing, so just give yourself 1 star for number 1, give yourself 2 stars for number 2. Now we are going to go to the number 3, that always demonstrate high emotional intelligence. It's not about that one person comes to you with a complaint and you react on that complaint without analyzing the situation. And again, the emotional intelligence is that you know how to handle things emotionally. You know who are the kinesthetic people around you. You know who are the people who you can deal with a very with a very good energy and with a very good frequency when you talk to them on with an emotional tone, with a positive, encouraging emotional tone. So if you do that, give yourself a 3 stars. If you are highly emotionally intelligent, you understand if the people are trying to utilize you, or the people are throwing you into a situation where you can react. And if you do not react, you are an emotional intelligent. Give yourself 3 stars there. Number 4 is the build trust. If you are a good leader, you are going to build good trust among each person who works with you. If you are a good teacher and you build trust in your students, you make a good triangle of relationship, a trust triangle. Teacher student trust, student trust, and teacher student trust. And again, teacher parent trust, parent student trust, and student teacher trust. These are the two triangles, and I really love that every teacher should display all these two triangles in their class boards, in their focus boards, because they are always going to be a good reminder if you have done certain thing unconsciously that has brought not a desirable result. So you can change that triangle and it can become again to the desirable result. So give yourself a number 4 stars there if you are the person who always build trust and confidence among the colleagues, among students, among the family members, or in the world. Number 5, you promote healthy failures. Healthy failures are the ones when, okay, it was, the thing has happened, but you do not make yourself, uh, you do not push yourself into the chaotic situation of blaming each other, but you encourage everybody and you try to make a good team to lift up their staminas and their strengths, and again start working on that with full strength and with full core skills. If you are the person, congratulations, give yourself 5 stars there. So, number 6, expand common grounds, more interactive sessions, more open discussions. If you want to change certain thing, if you want to work on some new project, new department, new topic in the class, call your students, engage them, group discussions, and let them feel that they are the part of those creators. They are the part of that thinking tank there in your school, in your home, at your offices, in your organizations, anywhere. Then this is what I really like about, make difficult situation conversations easy. If there is a difficult conversation with difficult words, with different statements, that the other person is not going to vibe with that thing, so what you are expecting to do, you're trying to make these things more easy and comfortable there. So if you are doing that, congratulations, give yourself 7 stars here. Number 8, manage attention. This is the very hot point of discussion in all of the schools, colleges, in organizations, in offices, at home, that we do feel certain times that the leader or the boss is giving more attention to somebody. So, this is if you are the person who is at number 3, emotionally intelligent, you will be stronger at number 8. You'll manage these attention points brilliantly, and this can always give you an amazing teamwork. An amazing team will be built over there. If you know about these things, if you know about your loops, if you know that what are the sources of energy push button there, you'll be always the person who will always manage that attention span. Nobody in your surrounding, at your school, in your classroom, in your office, at your home, would feel deprived of that area or out of that circle. Every person would feel that he or she is the most important person. And for teachers, this is my humble request to make every student of your class feel that much important to you, that much close to you. And please work on these emotional intelligence, number 3, and it will definitely reflect in your number 8 to manage attention. Number 9 is empower employees. And I do believe in that, 100% believe in that. This is a cycle. The cycle, if you are initiating good thought, you are going to get good results, and definitely you'll be successful. Empower employees is a testimony of your inner core strength. If you do believe in yourself, you'll empower your employees, you'll empower your students, you'll empower your teachers, your people at your workplaces, the people in your family, everywhere. But if you are inconscious, if you are somehow not that much confident about your abilities, and you still want to work on your adaptability or your acceptance, then definitely you'll find a problem here. To empower the employees is not going to make a problem in your institution or at your home or in your classroom. It is the meaning that you are on a process to create leaders in your classroom, to make responsible thinkers in your classroom, to make creative persons who always bring find solutions in your classroom. And you are going to be the person who is going to facilitate these human beings to become, to lift up themselves, to raise from this community to become a global person, global citizen. So you are doing an amazing job. Thumbs up to yourself, give yourself 9 stars here. And not the final one, but to this chain. Number 7, deliver constructive feedback. The most important one, the crucial point. It can reverse the whole cycle. If you are not responsible in giving your responsible feedbacks, the whole cycle is going to be disturbed. When you are giving the feedbacks, think politely, think critically whether you are becoming personal or you are going to convey a statement that is going to hurt that person or demotivate that person, or you are going to shift that person's thinking paradigm to the other ones, or you are going this feedback is going to distract that person or disappoint that person, or it is going to boost that person more than the requirement. So what, any situation can happen over here. So if you are a person, you are a leader, you are a teacher, you are a mother, you are a sister, you are a brother, you are a senior colleague at your office, everywhere. Whenever you are giving a feedback, please be very responsible that your feedback is going to make a great difference there. So we are in a nutshell point. And I want you all to just simply recall those points. What are the basic ladder points of these 21st century skills? And again, 4 C's. Remember these 4 C's: critical thinking skills, creativity, collaboration, and communication. The whole time in your life, at your home, in your classroom, in your school, at your workplaces, in the world, you always remain in the cycle of these 4 C's. You think critically, you create. You create, you communicate effectively. You communicate effectively, you collaborate effectively, and you are finding good results, you are successful. So, until and unless you are not going to think this pattern, with responsibility, by taking the conscious choices, by making conscious decisions, by analyzing your thought process, by feeling yourself that whether by asking a question to yourself whether you are becoming a part of a problem or a solution, by finding your creativity. If you are reactive, you are not creative. Shifting your paradigm from reactivity to creativity, and then you are becoming a global aware person, a global citizen with empathetic acceptance, a person who feels, who accepts other persons as well, a person who believes that if he wants to be happy, the others wants to be happy, but that person must be that capable to to provide protection to himself as well. It is not about, because this chain that we have studied here, this chain is actually equipping you with all the essential tools that you should have with you. So thank you so much everyone for being with me. Thank you so much IGP for providing this amazing opportunity to share, learn and grow together. And I hope that you all have learned amazing skill set today. And I really want to get to know in the comments that how many of you got how many number of stars. Be patient in that, be courteous, be generous, accept yourself, and this is the only thing that is going to give ourselves a proper mirror, an empathetic mirror to ourselves, that whether what were the gumption traps, what were the bucket holes that were always been, and we consider them as an obstacles in the way of success, but we always thought that it is because of somebody else. So once we enter into the set of the realistic skills, we always feel ourselves more responsible, more creative, and in the end, we are becoming successful. No matter at whatever the stage of life you are working, you are a student, you are a mother, or
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and go together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we'll be back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, ma'am. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Our first question is from Liutrim. What evidence should we have that says 21st century skill improve teaching and learning? Where is the impacting? Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Ma'am, actually, we can't hear you properly. So, please check your volume. No, ma'am, we can't hear you. No, ma'am. Our audience can't hear you. Participants are commenting there, no audio from your side. No, ma'am. Ma'am, check your volume system or microphone. I think there is some problem with. Ma'am, you are not audible. We can't hear you. Ma'am, please rejoin with us. I think there is some problem with your audio. Hello, ma'am. No, ma'am. We can't hear you. No, ma'am. Your voice is not audible. Ma'am, we can't hear you. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, for some technical issue, we cannot continue the QA session with our speaker. We can't hear her properly. That's why. So, dear IGP knowledge seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz completion and quiz certification. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. We can start our quiz. Application process. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching complete part 1, move to the next with the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed, retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching complete part 1, move to the next which is the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate if you retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. For some technical problem, we cannot continue the quiz session from our website. So to join the quiz session, you have to go www.cyber.com and the quiz code is 4164587. I repeat the code 4164587. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 32 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is, what are the 21st century skill in education? Option 1, cooperation, ability, memorize, thinking. Option 2, critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity. Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Christian is holding the first position. Our second question is, what do you understand by 21st century skill in education? Option 1, learning skill. Option 2, teaching skill. Option 1 is the right answer. 89% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our third question is, which organization has created a framework for 21st century skill in education? Option 1, Association for Career Education. Option 2, Partnership for 21st Century Skills. Option 2 is the right answer. 78% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our fourth question is, when we talk about 21st century skill in education, what are the 4 Cs? Option 1, creativity, collaboration, competitive skill, communication. Option 2, creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, communication. Option 2 is the right answer. 97% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our fifth question is, tech in education is important to prepare a student for 21st century skills. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. 97% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our sixth question is, do we use 21st century skill in mentorship? Option 1, yes. Option 2, no. Option 1 is the right answer. 97% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our second question is, do we use 21st century skill in class? Option 1, yes. Option 2, no. Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our eighth question is, technology integration helps achieve 21st century skill in students. Option 1, solve political problems. Option 2, planning, critical thinking, reasoning, and creativity. Option 2 is the right answer. 97% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our second last question of the session is, what are the 21st century skill in our world? Option 1, Omni, Ahana Apal. Option 2, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity. Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our last and final question of the session is, do you need 21st century skill in every career? Option 1, no, only some of them. Option 2, yes. Option 2 is the right answer. 98% people are right here. So congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz completion certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in your top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz completion certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in your top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly filled your skill. Never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to go on to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end like button, I again want to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you in the next session. Thank you.